Hi, I'm Mary, and this is my story. So growing up, going to church was just dressing up and, getting to put on that little bit of makeup once a week and putting on your dress. That was pretty much it for my parents. But then going to church meant that you had to strive for this perfection with Jesus. If you made mistakes, you were called out on those mistakes. If I had him, there was this image that I had to portray, that I couldn't make any mistakes, because if I made mistakes, then I was not being a true Christian. As I got older, I just stopped going to church because it was just easier that way. It just became a norm for me to not go, even after I moved out. June of last year, I have a daughter. She was 5 at the time, and we were living in a family-owned home. It was with a family member. He abused her. I called the police about this issue. In that one moment from calling the police, I lost an entire family on my husband's side. They disowned me for calling the police on a family member rather than just leaving the issue in the family. So after I called the police, they basically said we had to get out of there. For her safety, we had to get out, but we had nowhere to go because with the rent being as high as it is in the Silicon Valley, and working these jobs that we have, they just don't pay enough. We didn't have anywhere to go, so we were forced to actually move back into my parents' house. Jennifer Spafford was driving by, and she just honked her horn at me and was like, "Hey, you want to come to my house?" Because she was driving home, and her daughter and my daughter are in the same grade, and she invited me in. And something about her, like I had never talked to her previously, I had never said anything to her. Something about her was just so inviting and something that I needed. There was something in her that I needed, and I think it was God was calling me back to him, this relationship that I had lost so many years before. He was reaching out to me through her, and had this whole trauma of this abuse from my daughter had not happened, it was the worst thing in the world that had happened. But had it not happened, I had not found God back through Jennifer. It's been almost a year now that I've been with South Bay, and it's been really hard and really challenging for me to try to let go of the abuse that happened in that house that day. And it's been really hard for me to allow God to take it and to let it go and let him deal with the pain. But I was in church one day the week before Easter, and something just lifted inside of me, and I said, I'm ready for him to just take all of it, to take it, and I'm ready to follow him and let him decide what he wants me to do. This is what it was. Every day Jennifer reminds me that God's in control, and this is where we're supposed to be. This is what he wants. And so that day in church is when I realized that I'm doing everything what he wants, and that's why I got baptized, was because